Okay folks, welcome back to the shop. In the last video we completed the cornhole boards, and in this video we're going to work on those crazy 3-hole Polish horseshoe games. Now when I made those boards I showed you in the last video that I messed up. I don't like to throw away materials, I don't like to waste materials, so we're going to take the frames from those cornhole boards. You see the holes are already in them. And we're going to convert them to the frames on the 3-hole Polish horseshoe boards. Now, this crazy guy, he's gone Hollywood. See, he thinks he's smart with his glasses and his new hat. See if you can find him hiding in this episode. But let's get to it, and you know what I say all the time, let's get started.
So we begin by cleaning up the ends from the cornhole board debacle. And we do that by just trimming off a little bit and then cutting them to size. We're trying to pay attention to which way those pocket holes are facing up, so if I decide to screw the tops down I can use those pocket holes. We run these things in. I was using the trim nailer to hold them in place. Slather on some yellow goop, 3.5-inch drywall screws, and some more goop. Now I said in the beginning to keep your eye out for Dwayne because he's around. Here I'm grabbing another piece of wood out of my storage rack in the next room, and you're going to see me do a tribute to the late great Eddie Van Halen right there. And who's in the way? That guy. We had our #1 shop helper there in screen for a little bit. So here I'm going to slice up some 2x4s to the correct height so that I can make some cross braces or some cross structure inside those boxes, and what that's for will become clear later. A little time to pet the #1 shop helper, always take time to do that. Move Dwayne over out of the way again. I'm going to mark out where those cross braces go in. Go through my super deluxe drill set there, and he's in the way again. I don't know how he keeps ending up in front of where I'm trying to work, but somebody in the shop is probably helping him. I don't think it's the #1 shop helper. Look on top of that drill, there he is again. I suspect the person that's behind the camera may be doing this, but it's all in fun in the shop. Again, laying out for those cross braces. Where is he this time? Is he on my hat? Get him, I said. And here comes the person that's been doing it, I think. I'm telling him to stay off of the way, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think there's some mischief going on there. That'll keep him out of the way, locking him in the cage. Little clamp to hold it in place before I drive the screws. Yellow goop applied. A whack with the hammer or black thumbnail maker if you're not careful. Again, he's in the cage. We're all safe. And then this happens. Confirmation that the videographer is the person doing this. So here I'm putting these cross braces in, and my frustration is beginning to build. If you're looking at that frame, you can see it bouncing back and forth on them top choice, high quality 2x4s that I bought from a big box store. Safety helmet on. Trying to correct the twist that's in the things. Obviously laying out for the second set of short blocks. Number 1 shop helter jumps into the screen.
Okay, y'all, so I tried to use those premium, premier, top choice 2x4s off of them cornhole boards that I made Billy. But they were so twisted you could see them plopping and flopping around, and I decided I was going to make some side rails out of plywood. Now, you don't normally see me do that, but you can see I've got them all laminated, nailed together. We're going to take them apart now and see if they're any straighter than those premium top choice 2x4s that are bent like this. Alright, y'all, so we got this one together. As you can see, no more rocky. So we're in good shape. As much as I really dislike building with plywood, in this case, it took care of that issue. If you want to improve efficiency, get 3 drills in play. 1 pilot hole, 1 countersink, 1 to drive the screw. Switching back and forth between drill bits, countersink. Much faster. And now we're right back to where we were before I decided I couldn't stand to have them things that crooked and tore them all apart. Okay, some of you might be asking by now, that's an awful elaborate support system. What is he doing? Well, what those are, these areas here, when the washer goes through the hole on the top, it falls into there, so you don't have to be in here going like this, trying to figure out where the washers are. They're right there. They're washer pockets. Okay, not square. Now square. Nothing to it.
So I marked these as a group, and I wanted to show you that. So I put them back together and drew a line over top of a line. This is a little trick for holding pieces still when you want to put screws in. Clamp them to your table. Use your table as a flat surface. So you can see here where I clamp down, that holds everything in place. Pre-drill, countersink, and drive the screws. And here you can see where I've gone and clamped it to the table. It just makes everything much easier. Put your screws in, then run them in all at once instead of one screw in, next screw in.
So we got two cut out. Here's number 3. I wanted to show you the tabs. We'll whack them off in a second. And by whacking them off in a second, I mean with this cheater. Some people wouldn't do this, but one, 2, oh, 3 decided to give up. Okay, y'all, I don't know if you knew or you noticed, there were some voids right here. Here, here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And I corrected those voids with a little trick. And it starts with this little bowl. What I did was filled that bowl about halfway full with ordinary sawdust. Then I took my glue, the gallon jug to make it easier, and I poured that glue into the top of there, and I stirred this concoction until I had about the consistency of heavy peanut butter. I then proceeded to take that and wad it into those voids, pushing it in and smoothing it off as best I could. I wound it up a little bit. Let it sit overnight, and when that glue dried, that's as hard as a rock. That's a trick for you on how to repair voids in plywood. Now I'm going to take the belt sander and sand that off a little bit to smooth it off, and then we'll put the last top on this one. Got my old trusty Porter cable here. Had it for years. I better clamp this down because it's got some power. It'll throw that thing right off the table. And we don't want that. Not to make it pretty, but to make it smooth. And that's all it takes to fill those voids and make the correction. Alright, we'll get the top on this one and continue. Yellow goop. AJ Sanders going to the races right here. Oh, went off the track. Better have a caution on that one. Kerplop. I'm going to use some 2-inch finishing nails to hold it in place, just long enough for me to put the 1,000 screws into this set of Polish horseshoes. Don't try this at home if you're prone to slivers. We're going to go every 6 inches. Another little tip for you. On your ruler you got 6. Look at the little red numbers. We know that's 6. There's a 6 right there. Another 6. There's a 6 right there. Another 6. There's a 6 right there. Just in case you can't do math. A lot of times I can't either. I'm just kidding. We all make mistakes. On the inside and the ends, I'm going every 4. In 4, I mean. 4 and 4 and 1 in the center. 4, 4, 1 in the center. Again, this is covered with a rug, so you don't have to be this fussy, but do it right. Just because it's hidden, do it right. My old man used to say, we ain't building a church, but God's watching. just like that, we got a washer holder. As you can see, we're going to put some of this goop on here. Spread her around. Trying not to get it on the carpet that we've already put out. We're just going to put a little bit on here. Who knows if it'll even do anything. But we're going to try it. So this thing, we've always called a whacker. And when you're using one of these, you can't be faint of heart. You don't want to do this to your hand, putting a staple in. That would be painful. Give this thing a little haircut. Don't anybody think my jackknife isn't sharp? Because it is. I don't need a razor blade. Not with this knife. Just cleaning this up to make it look a little prettier. And we're just about there. Yeah. So two tips. Number one, make sure you get all the sawdust off your table before you put your rug down. Otherwise you get to spend 25-30 minutes going like this, trying to get the sawdust off your board. Number two, save the hockey pucks that you cut out. I got this trick from Bucky's Customs, and I'm stealing it from him. He won't mind. Basically what you do is find the center of the hole, roughly, like that. Cut like you're cutting a pizza or a pie. A pizza pie. Like this. Back to the center. From the edge. Very carefully, gently tap these in. And they'll pull this tight and into the hole. You can flip it over and staple the little dog ears on the inside. Thank you, Bucky's Customs. And yet another little trick I will show you that you can do. Vice grip these on. I didn't get this from Bucky's, but put that over there, pull it tight, put that on top of there. I really should have the other type of stapler, but you can do that with these if you need to. Unhook your vice grips. And like so. There you are. You can turn a whacker into a smacker. And now some of you might have wondered earlier what this hole I put in the back of here was for. Here's what it's for. This rope. I'll put this rope through here and put a bunch of knots in it. And send it through the other one and put a bunch of knots in it at a distance of 8 feet. I think it's 8 feet. I'll have to look in the specs again, but that is set up so that it's a distance calculator, so when you're playing the game you don't have to bring a tape measure with you. Set these up so the rope's in between it and you're good to go. I'm going to put these guys in as a way to store the rope when you're done playing. course, I don't have the other one hooked up, but you would bring this in and wrap it around. Probably going to have to get more screws in here so that there's enough, but this is just to show you all how it works, so that you can wrap your rope and store the rope, just like the other one's going to store the washers. Alright folks, there he is, the #1 shop helper. And here are these things. A couple of washer boards with some fancy schmancy powder coated washers, and 8-foot rope to keep them at the right length when you take them out to use them. Washer storage on the inside. And that's what we got. Pretty awesome. What do you think, Hector? No comment. Well, alright, y'all. I hope you got something out of this build. I know it was a little bit of a long one, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun making those things. And again, thanks to Bucky's Customs for giving me that little tip with the hockey pucks in the center. As always, give me a like, a share, a comment. Please subscribe, hammer the notification bell, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.